Good afternoon on what is a cold, bright and sunny day. It is Wednesday, December the 6th. I've got a nice hot cup of tea. Oh, definitely need that. And a box to unbox. Let's find out what I've got here. Knife to it. And pulling out the contents. What I have is Back to the Future, Dice Through Time. So, great Scott. Biff stole the DeLorean and went on a joyride through time, disrupting events and scattering items through space and time. Now it's up to you to help Doc and Marty repair the space-time continuum before time paradox unravel the very fabric of the universe. Jump into your time machine, complete events, return items, and help restore temporal order. Okay, show you what you can see in the back there. And this is basically contents, one game board, 4 player mats, 4 DeLorean movers, 4 Biff standees and player bases, 16 dice, 72 event cards, 20 item cards, 20 Paradox tokens, 24 Einstein tokens, 1 out of time marker and plastic base, first player marker and a rule book. And this is published by Ravensburger. And it's for 2 to 4 players, ages 10 plus. Now, here's the great thing, it's 2023, and we live in an age where you get board games based upon intellectual properties that the designers and the publishers respect. They take the basis of the intellectual property and turn it into something that is not just playable, but it's based upon the content and it respects the content. Because if you go back to our childhood, sort of like the 70s and 80s, and sort of obviously early in the 60s, if you had a board game themed around an intellectual property, like for example, let's say Thunderbirds, it would be a roll and dice move. It was not sophisticated. It was the barest minimum you would get, and that will continue well into the 80s. Today it's different. You look at the Ravensburger's Jaws board game. It's terrific. It fits it uses modern design for you to emulate the events of the movie and really feel like you are out there facing the Bruce on the boat. So let's have a look at this. See what it's like inside. I have good. I have high hopes for this board game because I'm really impressed by the other board games in this style from Ravensburger. I mean, essentially, it's taking pulp culture content and turning it into playable, something you can play with. And it's similar thing that sort of like that Funko Games was doing as well. So here we go. This is another great touch from these board games, that they do something with the back of the board to really entice you in. And here we have, a letter on the back of the board from Dr. Emmett Brown. It's absolutely adorable. It's a great touch. It adds nothing to play, but it does everything to help enforce the setting. Now, the other thing next thing is just to find out how to get into this, to show you the board without doing any damage to the board itself. It's very tightly. Right, let's just go. There we go. Managed to make a hole in the plastic, and the cellophane, and now I can tear it off. It's like on the Rocketeer board game. You had an image of the Rocketeer's helmet, and then on the Alien Escape Nostromo board game, you had an image on the back of Jones the cat. Didn't add anything to play, but it adds the atmosphere. So let's just open this up. Okay, here we go. there's the board. Here is the rule book. Well, it's actually not the rule book. It's the Back to the Future Dice Through Time owner's manual. And of course, there's an owner's manual for a DeLorean. And we open up, and we've got description of the object of the game, contents, how to set the game up, with a basically sample setup. Then it takes through process of gameplay, and what that involves, and the various activations of the different icons there, like the flux capacitor, fist, lightning, Doc Brown, wrench, all elements, basically from the film that kind of occur, and then and how the rest of the game works out. It's a fairly heavy, it's fairly dense, essentially, in its rules. Not particularly dynamic in its presentation, I would suggest. And then below this, of course, you've got the little standees, and then you have the different card tokens for moving around. So you've got one for 2016 and 1985, 1955, and then 2015. So you've got basically all the different types of the 4 ages of Biff, if you were, and then various tokens with the saying, roads where we're going, we don't need roads, and clock symbols. So let's see if I can just open that up so you can see the other side. As I say, very tightly. And that's my main problem, sort of like just trying to get into, there we go, into these to show you. So a lot of taking off of the cellophane. So there we go, that's on the other side. So plain and simple. And then this is going to be a bit easier. No, it's not. I don't think it is. No, it's not. It's going to be just as awkward. And these are the player boards, so I can show you those as well. And there are a number of different actual board games based upon Back to the Future. It's one of the ones that sort of like different publishers have done. So, you have, they are all the same on this side, but you've got starting points for 1885, 1955, and you can see that the characters are, they're not exact, they're representations, they're not exact representations, but you've got the characters as Marty, and Doc Brown and so on, and the female character played by Mary Steenburgen, whose name escapes me, back in 1885, and then you've got Doc and Marty in 1955, and then in 1985, and then in 2015. So there are those. You get, these are really nice, you basically a little DeLorean, several of those, so you get it in like a yellow colour, orange, blue, and sort of like this, and pink, all tied into the different eras, the four eras of the game. Let's open up the cards. Finger underneath the cellophane. So these are quite small, but you can see, there we go. And it says, you know, dock ready for the DeLorean at the blacksmith shop. So does it for rail travel. Dock invents the flux capacitor. Doc builds the DeLorean, and those are kind of like cards you're playing to sort of like ensure that that essentially the events happen, I'm presuming. You know, I'm going to clean up this town, remove all the events at one location, do not gain an item for this. Items like the power laces, smart jacket, and so on. And then finally, you have the dice. So that's everything in. So there we go. And that all neatly fits into the box. Just show you that. So that all neatly fits into the box. So nicely packaged in there. So that's the Back to the Future Dice Through Time game, which I'm planning to bring to the table at some point soon. So I hope you've enjoyed this unboxing in the Nook. If you have, then please do click on the like button down below. And of course, if you've got any comments or feedback, I do appreciate you taking the time to post those. And lastly, if you want to be alerted to get more unboxings of the Nook, where you will see me out here with a box containing a book or a game, which I will unbox and chat about to the best extent of my knowledge for roughly 10 minutes or so, all of course accompanied by a nice hot cup of tea. Then please do click on the subscribe button down below. Thanks again for watching another unboxing of the Nook. I'll be back again soon with another one. Bye for now.